Welcome to HumanityWins.net. Please read the important disclaimer on your screen. All of the content provided is for entertainment purposes only. It should not be taken as medical or legal advice. Please contact your doctor or lawyer if you require such advice. Thank you. The show starts right now. Hello, welcome to this new episode of HumanityWins.net, and I have my very good friend Tony from London, the star of the show, the one and only Tony from London. And thank you, Tony, for being here. And we're going to do a follow-up from Monday's episode on the egoic mind. So if you want to see it like that, Monday was part one. This is going to be part two, discussing it with you. And, as I shared with you privately, I was very inspired for that episode. I don't know, I feel something very important. I feel something that I've been getting better at because I feel we all have the egoic mind. And for the ones say, I don't have any ego, maybe that's ego saying that. Yeah. So we have the egoic mind. The mind is going to try. By the way, the mind is going to try to control you, so becoming the boss, okay? And I think the best way is just try to keep the mind in check by saying, hey, you know what, thank you for watching, but I'm the boss, so I'm going to decide really how to proceed here. Yeah. But it's going to try. It's It's like a puppy trying to get your attention, and it's not necessarily something evil, okay? I want to clarify. It's just your mind is about rationalizing and all that, and we're discussing, Tony, before starting, how I feel the mind when you go beyond its capacity, beyond the capacity of rationalization, beyond things that don't make any sense. You go beyond your mind. Yeah. The mind has a protection mechanism that kicks in and says that's BS. So that's why I feel people that I try to understand the reasoning when they say aliens. Yes. Why? So it can be true. It's impossible. Why? Yeah. Why? Because your mind says so, because your information says so, because you read it in a book, because a video you watched says that, because mainstream science says that. That's why I tell people, don't pin me with NASA, because I don't agree with NASA. Yeah. Or NASA says we're a planet in a solar system, in a galaxy, yes, all that. But NASA also says that there's no verifiable life out there, and I disagree completely that the universe is full of life. Yeah. Maybe we don't see it, maybe we don't understand it, maybe it's in another dimension, maybe it's another way of understanding, maybe it's beyond that. Maybe there are different dimensions here on Earth that we don't see, the concept of ghosts and all that are in different places. And yes, all of things of the mind and the visual, I mentioned the visual evidence, okay? The things we can see, we can touch, we can smell, we can taste, and this concept we can hear, this concept of five senses and the computer of the five senses. The five senses are kind of like the keyboard and the mouse and the webcam and the earphone in your computer, and the brain is the computer itself processing all of this data. Yes. And when the data doesn't compute, it has to be BS. And I disagree. If I can give you a suggestion, everyone watching today, is don't attach to that concept. That's your mind controlling you, telling you that's impossible. So sorry about that long introduction, Tony. You want to start with that?
Yeah, great place to start. The mind is, or the egoic mind is, I see my mind, at the moment, I live my life as much as possible with an empty space upstairs. It sounds silly to people. People say, oh, how do you get anything done? How do you remember anything? How do you cope? How do you function?
You're out of your mind.
Yes. I'm out of there. I don't go up there no more.
Yes.
It's all boarded up. So, and I'm like, well, I function better when I'm not up there. Because one, I don't waste time going around in circles, in circular thoughts, and second guessing people, or trying to predict the future or the past, or what might come back at me, or that's a complete waste of time. And most of my previous life was, I would say, 80% minimum in my head, and I was miserable. I was so angry and anxious and impatient, stressed, just totally stressed. And I found my mind was telling me once when I quit drink, the first time I ever quit drink, it's 1992, and I was so proud of myself, sitting there indoors, thinking, yeah, I finally kicked it. And then I had a thought. I didn't know about the ego then. I had a thought come in, right?
I remember this story, by the way. Go ahead. It's a great story, yeah.
And I had no idea what ego was. I'm sitting there thinking, well, you got to celebrate, mate. You got to celebrate. You just quit drinking. Go down the off license and get some beers in.
Celebrate because you quit. You see how your mind works? Yeah, you deserve it. Yeah, don't wake up today. Don't get out of bed.
Yeah.
Don't go to work. You deserve it. Yeah, works that way. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Sure. And that was it wasn't. I didn't notice it then. The next day, I woke up, headache and beer cans everywhere. I thought, what am I doing? Why am I drinking booze? And it wasn't until about a month later that the penny dropped. I thought, where did I was talking to Carol? What made me drink? Well, it was a fault, wasn't it? You must have thought it. I said, yeah, but it wasn't me wanting to do it. And she said, yeah, but it starts as a fault. I thought, yeah, my mind told me that. That's not my friend anymore. And I really, there was a space opened up where I realised this isn't me. This isn't me. And it's up there chattering away, whispering in my ear, it taking my life, driving me around. And it's the first time I noticed it. I'll read books on it and Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle, books like that. And the penny dropped. I thought, yeah, my mind isn't my friend. I need to keep an eye on this. And that was a real wake up call. And you need to know that it isn't in your best interest all the time. Yeah, I'll give it that sort of.
Yes.
Summary.
This is so difficult to explain to everyone because here are two guys saying basically your mind is against you in a way. And how is that possible that I don't find a good way to explain it. What my inner intuition tells me, Tony, is that all of our minds are poisoned beyond any possible solution. Okay. So that's why I shared that, for example, monks that go into monasteries out there in the mountains in Nepal or whatever they are, is because they try to keep the excitement of the mind, the information at a minimum. Okay. Yeah. And that kind of controls this poison. I can share what I've been trying, and I have to try it every day, by the way. It's not something that sticks. I mean, if I wake up one day, and I'll be sharing with you privately and actually publicly on the show many times that I'm working on this project, and it's a lot of work, and every day during the day, my mind will tell me, just stop for a second, you deserve it, like you say with the beers, okay? Yeah. And then that's kind of a benign, maybe part of the egoic mind, but the bad part is when you start with competition and when you start rationalizing relationships. Like, hey, you called this friend a few times now. He hasn't called you back. Yeah. So what's up with that? Okay, that's not your friend. Like the mind starts making these arithmetic kind of rationalizations that you called 4 times, like he has called 1, so 4 minus 1, and stuff like that. And it's nothing to do with that. No. And all of those things you have to go by feeling. Okay. Yeah. If something is making you uncomfortable, stop. If this channel is making you uncomfortable, unsubscribe, please. Yeah. And that's my feeling, because I don't want to upset you. Yeah. If watching mainstream television is making you uncomfortable, stop watching. You have the possibility. That's it. I mean, I remember telling someone in my family actually a few weeks ago, like, I didn't want to get into an argument, Tony. So, have you heard about Russia? No, because I don't watch TV anymore. But you must keep informed. It's your obligation to keep informed what's going on in the world. Not really. No, not really. I mean, it's not. No, but it's so you can be aware. Not really. No. I don't see where's the contract. I need to. So I kind of played it that way. But the easiest way is make things work for you. Whatever makes you comfortable, go there. Of course, someone say, well, what makes me comfortable is being in bed all day. Then I could argue, well, if that's it, that's it. Just you will have to pay the consequences of, not doing really anything with your life. Because that's also the egoic mind. Of course, we'll want to party. Of course, I want to be at the beach all day. Of course, if you are young, I'm going to say we're adults. You want to be drinking all day. Now, unfortunately, taking drugs, having sex all day. Of course. That's the egoic mind. And that's why I say to my children, have fun, but also be measured, okay? Be measured and be aware that you will have to pay the consequences for every act. And I will go beyond that, for every thought. Because we kind of leave thoughts out of it and say, oh, I hate you, I wish you were there. That's a thought, okay? Yeah. And even if that didn't materialize and you say, it's just a benign thought. No, there's nothing benign about that.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Thought, they switch energy on us. We could be in a good mood, and we'll see something, and it'll provoke us, trigger us, and then it switches our mood into a negative mood, dark mood, and you get a thought that matches the darkness. Oh, that guy's an arsehole. Well, this, so and so, and it catches you quick. It catches you off guard, and then that affects your mood and your emotional system. So people can be overtaken. It's like it creeps up on us, and it takes us off guard and tells us that this is how it is, and this ain't how it looks, and this guy doesn't like you, he's so and so, and it gives you stories to feed on, and the more attention you give it, the more stories it can give you. So yeah, I think the actual thoughts are a big thing that you need to be aware of, because that's the first stage of an action. It starts as a thought, then your action comes afterwards. If you can nip it in the bud, if you can catch it at the thought stage and notice it, you haven't got to act it out. You can catch it early. Yeah.
And you know what, Tony? I think there are a number of stressors out there. It's not only TV and it's not only, but also books. And I think books kind of get a pass.
Yeah.
Because most books are benign. Yes, I must agree with that. But there are certain books that some really create an effect in some people that is very strange.
Yeah.
And one, for example, is the Bible, which I agree. I've read the Bible and it looks mostly good advice to me.
Yeah.
But I don't allow it to control me. And that's when I think
That's it.
when people read scripture or the Bible and they say, that's the thing, that's the truth is all there. Whatever you say, I don't
No.
care about it because the truth is all there. I don't care what evidence the truth that's controlling.
Mm,
It's controlling you.
yeah.
Okay, same with the Quran and same with religious other books.
Yeah.
And that's why I say it's a great book. It's a great book. But for example, some from there, especially the Old Testament in the case of the Bible, they see a vengeful God, a lot of it like a human, by the way, not so much as a God. Just want to put that out there. Very vengeful and and stuff like that. So they say whoever is with scripture, great. Whoever is against scripture or not with scripture is against us. Same with the subject of the flat earth and not the flat earth and similar things. That is basically what I want to share is when you are so adamant and so into something, maybe it has poisoned you. Just be open. Just try to remember this saying out of the box. So you have to move away.
Balance.
Open, yes, balance. Open.
Yeah.
Put some distance with the subject.
Yes, exactly.
And look at it and start saying, okay, maybe I'm a little bit wrong. I'm open. At least be open.
Yes.
I'm not saying to say you're wrong. Be open to be wrong about everything, because at the end, we're making it processing to a mind that is beyond its capacities. Okay, it's clear. Tony, we try to understand the universe. Maybe it's not for us to understand. And I very bright people like Einstein and that have tried. And what I love about Nikola Tesla, because I see intuition there. Nikola Tesla always was open to say, I know energy is there, but I cannot prove it. He didn't try to prove it. He said, but I feel it, okay? Yeah. And Einstein was about equations and all that. And whenever he couldn't fill the gap, he assumed. Yeah. He assumed. And that's because you're so bright and you're Einstein and the mainstream loves you, then it's law. No, put some distance with these things. And then just be open to say, my egoic mind is not going to understand it, but I'm fine with it because I'm the boss. The egoic mind is a tool.
Yes.
Servant, maybe it's a not nice word, but a tool.
Yeah.
Companion.
An instrument you use.
Yeah, instrument, yes.
Now, kind of from what you just said, I sort of see it as it's a maturing process. And in the fact of some people get too attached to one thing in as much as, oh, this is my new favourite. Oh, nothing can touch this. This is the best ever. And they're besotted by this new book or leader or political party, and they put all their eggs in that basket. It's like when you're a kid at school and you're, say, 5 years old, you've got a new friend. Oh, he's my best friend. And, you're always together. You always play football together or share your sweets. And one day, he plays with someone else. And you think, oh, he's not my friend anymore. And it's like you find a new friend for a while, and then you'll be sorted with this new friend. And it's like, there's no perspective. And as we get older, we should learn to treat everyone equally, and treat knowledge equally, not have a favourite, not get captured in a book or a whatever. So it's a maturing process, I think.
Joe says it beautifully from Waking the Future, that about your truth, the concept of your truth, which has to do a lot with the egoic mind, okay? Because you get favorites. So he says, oh, of course, that has to be true. Like speaking in general about someone, that has to be true because I like it. You see? Cool. Also, the air has to be flat because I want it to be flat. Or I like it to be flat, or I feel it to be flat.
Yeah.
And my suggestion to that is just be open, and yes, don't make favors, because if you make favors, then it's more like faith. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's really, you're not putting distance, you're attaching.
Yes.
You're attaching to the thing, and then the worst part is then you are trying to shove it into people and saying you're wrong, I'm right.
Yeah.
And evidence, it's so silly for me, Tony. Yes, recently I had my good friend Tony from Mexico, and we're discussing that we see, in my opinion, this is my feeling, I cannot prove it to him or to you or to anyone, but we see a very limited, and it makes a lot of sense to me that we just see a very limited amount of all the energy and dimensions and vibrations and frequencies out there. Imagine if we saw it all, we'll go crazy. I mean, even in this world, I can assure you, with a special equipment that sees infrared, that sees X-ray, that sees gamma, just those little three bandwidths. Those are bandwidths of wavelengths. Okay, just imagine you have those three on top of your visual, that it goes from 389 nanometers to 700 nanometers of wavelength of light. Just say you have the capacity to see X-ray. If you had X-ray, you could actually see the bones of people. That's an X-ray machine, for example. So imagine you had all that. You will go crazy.
Fit, would it?
You will go crazy. So nature and the universe is so beautiful that gives you what you need, not necessarily what you want, or not necessarily the most powerful thing. We have the proper visual capacity and proper mind capacity and proper sound capacity through the ears and proper five senses of the mind to traverse this reality. Can we agree with that? Yes, I think we can. Doesn't mean it gives you all what is a very good job at this. When he says we see a fraction of reality. When we understand a fraction of reality.
Yeah. I think it's almost like being human. It's part of being human that Source, God, has created us and said, well, you don't need wings yet because you're not going to fly in this life. You don't need wheels, you've got legs. You don't need batteries, you've got a heart and a health system that you food and fuel. You don't need petrol, you've got food. So it's perfect balance in we only get given, like you say, what we need. And maybe in another dimension, another realm, we take a different form.
You have said something, you read my mind, Tony. You read my mind, because I was gonna, after you were done, say, for everyone, I've been talking about the new earth, okay?
Yeah. And
I believe the new earth is just a higher dimension of earth that is coming, but it's gonna be so different, Tony. It's gonna be so different because instead of having Zoom, like we're having this conversation, you and I are gonna have conversation telepathically, okay? And maybe you and I, we need to physically be together, which might not need with having telepathy. We might appear and disappear, and I'll be in London, or you'll be in Mexico, or we can fly. I don't know about that, but it seems easier that we just I wanna be in London with Tony, and I'm gonna be in London. And food, for example, is almost gonna disappear because we're gonna feed from the ether, which I truly believe there's more than sufficient energy just to feed. Because if we think about it, food and drink, which are from the mouth all the way through the stomach and that, it's just an energy conversion system. Okay? Just to give you energy. So you will get your energy from something else, then we'll stop. So that's why I disagree when people say 8 billion people is impossible, it's too much because we're destroying the planet. I agree in this reality. I agree. But we could be 50 billion in a reality we put very little strain on the resources. Okay? And first of all, and for example, energy is from the ether. Right now, here where I'm touching, there's energy. I can assure you, like Tesla said, here, it's here. We just don't know how to tap on it. So we have to go through thermal interchange and enthalpy, which is the caloric power of things. And so we burn oil, which has a high enthalpy, and we tap into that heat to steam through turbines, through generators, create energy. Okay, that's a very backwards, primitive way to do it. Okay.
Seems it.
Even if I wasn't an engineer, I could tell you, and I think that was Tesla's feeling. Okay. He knew it was just we're going at the wrong way. It's right here in front of our eyes. Let me go and try and find it, but he couldn't finish the job, I think. And they were not going to allow him. When I had Carlos Vela around a year ago on the show, a little bit more, part was great on the recorded part, but also on the unrecorded. It was like that. I mean, free energy on this reality, no way. No way, because just think
No.
about it. Someone is going to try to
Money.
cash on it. Yes, money.
Yeah.
Someone's going to say, wait, free energy? Is that a thing? Okay, so how do I make a free energy company? So I
Yeah.
can sell it. So how is it free energy and you sell it?
It's not free energy, is it?
It's like saying, oh, air is free, so let me make a company, air selling company, LLC, you know,
Hated it.
incorporated, and I'll
Yeah.
sell air to everyone else. Of course,
Yeah.
I can assure you, they have the possibility to do that, and I think they kind of do that by destroying the air quality in cities. Okay. And I think yes, in a way, there's their only possible way, staying with the only resource we have abundant, because not even water, Tony. You are not allowed to go into a lake and tap into water. Someone eventually, there's an owner, that the government,
Sure.
someone is going to say,
Yeah.
hey, you need to go into the municipal system or pay
Yeah.
for a permit or whatever.
That's it.
You cannot go. I don't know, you know, but you cannot just tap into natural water. That's an owner, okay?
Yeah.
Of course, electricity, of course, gas for heat, of
Everything.
course, everything else. And on top of that, you need to pay taxes on everything, okay? Because
Yes. And it's that money that keeps us working and in control. They keep in
oh
control.
yeah, money, Tony. Don't get me
Yeah.
started with money, because I had a great conversation with Tony from Mexico a couple of weeks ago, and in a way, I mean, he was talking about an island, and I was saying, you know what, Tony? The problem is we could go to an island, but can I sure eventually the owner is going to come. Hey, what are you doing in my property? It's an island out there, and I can assure you it has an owner. If it's not a government, it's a private owner. But
Yeah.
eventually someone is going to creep up and say, what are you doing in my island? You need to pay me, or you need to leave, or you need to, if it's a government, you need to pay taxes and that.
Yeah.
We're not allowed in this reality, Tony. I made my peace with that. We are not allowed to create a parallel system. Many have tried and failed. And it's this notion, for example, of creating another political party. Here in Mexico, we have like 10 political parties. I know how much is in the UK. It seems like a business to me. Create a political party, you're going to become rich.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not going to work. They have right now one that is one of the worst ones. Which the governor in my state is.
Yeah.
It's a citizen movement is the name of the political party. It sounds very benign. It sounds very citizen driven. No, they have a line with the federal government, and they're the same or worse than the previous ones, and they're all about them.
Exactly.
That's it. How many? I believe in the UK there was in Italy this Earth Party or Green Party or something like that.
Yeah, you've got the Green Party.
Something like that. It sounds very benign. Sounds very pro-humanity. They are worse than the other ones.
Yeah.
Than Labour and what are the name of the main ones? Labour and
Labour, Conservative.
And Conservative. Yeah.
Liberal. I think we've got Liberal.
Yeah, but you have like 6, 7, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, we had the Greek UKIP, UK Independence Party that went.
I believe started there.
Yes.
I don't know if he got into any public positions or just worked there. The Green Party, I think is the name.
Green Party, yeah.
Yeah, and it sounds great. It sounds green. It sounds earth. It sounds pro-earth. And they tamper with your emotions. So they play with your emotions. Say, yes, I'm pro-earth. I'm pro-nature.
Yes.
So I'll vote for you. No,
your ego. They appeal to your ego.
Yes.
Say, are you a good citizen? Are you keeping the planet clean? Are you keeping the water clean and the air? Right. Oh, do you recycle? No, I don't. You should recycle. They guilt trip you. And
of
then,
course.
before you know it, you're supporting them. And that's how they control us. By a plausible good deed. They make us feel like we're doing good. You know, we're serving the planet, we're serving the cause. Which is, well, I don't pick any sides anymore. If it's a good cause or bad cause, I don't want to know. Because I've seen how they twist good causes. And they all turn on you in the end. They always turn on you and side with the corporations. So my experience with these people. But yeah, ego is what they appeal to. And you feel that you're doing a good job. Yeah. Like me quitting drink. Yeah, well done. You've done a good job. Now you need to go and get more drink. It's like they manipulate us with what they tell us. And it's kind of it's very cynical how they play on our ego. If you're aware of your ego, you can see what they're doing. Because if you're not aware of your own ego, you think they're talking to you as if it's real what they're saying. But it's not.
They love to plaster so much things on you. And if you are listening to your egoic mind, which I must tell you that my feeling, my intuition, I don't know what I know. I'm not the owner of the truth. I'm open to being wrong 100%. But I feel we all have the egoic mind. And some, unfortunately, are very attached to it. It's basically controlling their lives. So they plaster all that in the egoic mind. And the egoic mind is going to plaster it to you as the boss you're allowing it to be.
Yes.
And so you're going to be miserable. And that's why there are people in depression, in anxiety, people in, mental institutions, people on the medication, because I think they listen too much to their egoic mind.
Yeah.
Okay? A lot of, for example, of depression and anxiety and is, for example, with, I don't know the name of it. I mean, I don't know how to, I know how to explain it, but I don't think there's a name for it. When you start being so, for example, a mother or a father saying, hey, my children don't do anything for me. Maybe you get up there in age. And your children, you have to understand, the relationship with children is all give, nothing receive, okay? If they show you any love in that's great. That's beautiful, but don't expect it, okay? Because your job as a father, you brought someone else into this world, okay? So your responsibility is just all your life to have your children.
Yes.
But sometimes, I think through the egoic mind, you'll say, hey, my children don't call me anymore. Hey, my children don't care about me anymore. They have a new family. Of course, they have a new family. Of course. And they have a life and they're stressed. And so instead of trying to understand them, we get upset. And for me, that's why I keep insisting, enjoy your day, your weekend with family and friends. And if you have any issues, try to patch them up. You don't know how many times I've heard the story. I didn't talk to my brother for years. And then we spoke on the phone or we met and we didn't even remember what we were upset about.
What it was about. Yeah.
Probably a stupid thing. You didn't call me for my birthday. You didn't give me any presents, presents. Christmas. Oh my God. Christmas and birthdays and anniversaries. And, so you didn't give me any presents. Again, the egoic mind demanding from the out there. My suggestion is you don't need anything from the out there. Anything at all. The only possible validation you need is your own. And even that is probably stretching it, okay? Because that's also part of the egoic mind. You don't need any validation, basically. You don't need anything from the out there. You must survive. Like if there was no one in the world, like only you and animals, you must survive. Okay. And for me, it's very sad right now with all these social networks, Tony, and that. And I spoke on that on the previous episode, that especially young women, okay, how they are obsessed with showing, with the selfies, with showing their, if they're pretty, their faces, their bodies. I mean, what are those? It's the truth, okay? And you see it, it's so saddening because and then if they don't get the response from the out there, and I've heard stories of young ladies being depressed because they posted a picture in bikini or something like shorts or something like that, and they got a few likes and a few views. So I'm not pretty because no one is liking me and no one is viewing my channel. Oh my God, Tony! Oh my God! You want to say something about that?
They're giving away their power. They're giving their power out to the external and saying, "I need you out there to validate me. I need you to make me feel worthy." And it's the wrong way round. Society is so cruel.
You don't need anyone, Tony.
No.
That doesn't mean you should be alone. I need to clarify. That doesn't mean you should be alone or never in a cabin. No, enjoy life, enjoy your. But you don't need to the constant pampering of how pretty you are. Oh, you look beautiful. Oh my God, how thin you are. Oh my God, have you gone to the gym? You look. No, you don't need anything.
I think
and if someone is so confused, I want to say, instead of evil, to say, "Hey man, you look so fat. My God, you look so old. You have really. Thank you." Thank you for watching. Thank you for your comment and thank you for watching.
Right.
I got into trouble, Tony. When I reply to you in the comments, you're watching. Thank you for your comment and thank you for watching. It's a thank you for your time. And it's usually two nasty comments or comments I don't have an opinion. Oh, the earth is flat. Thank you for your comment and thank you for watching. I don't have an opinion. I'm not going to share what I believe. No, thank you. You believe that, it's perfect. Oh, your channel is awful. I cannot. You're an idiot. Your accent is horrible. You don't even speak English. Fine. Thank you for coming and thank you for watching. Okay. Because honestly, I almost believe they're like possessed. Because I do believe we're in a demonic possession because the system is so confused, and it's this whole the system that when someone is like that and they claim, oh, it's because I'm very honest. You know, that's why I'm
An
telling you,
excuse.
and I have the confidence to tell you you look horrible or whatever. Oh my God, you look tired. Because there are people like
No.
that, Tony. I find them in
Yeah.
my life all the time. Oh
Justify
my
it.
God, you got gotten so old. Oh, what's this? All this gray
Yeah.
hair. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm almost 50 and I'm fine with it. So
Yeah.
thank you for your comment and thank you for watching.
It's kind of what do I call it? It's like a class system of its own. The ego. What the mind does, the ego, it compares. It's constantly looking around and saying, "Am I good enough? Have I got the right clothes? Have I got the right watch? The right phone?" It's comparing. And if it looks around, it sees that it's below par. It's not keeping up with the Joneses. It has to get the new thing, the new language, the new
All
lingo.
here. All here.
Yeah.
All here. All here.
Yeah. And it compares. That's all it does. Compare. Am I good enough? Am I good enough? As opposed to being in your own energy and saying, I'm unique. I'm not going to compare. I don't need to compare. I'm unique. I have no need to fit in. Because the mind wants you to fit into a group. It compares you to a group and it's insecure. It wants you to fit in to be safe. I'm happy without being in the group. And that's my own energy, my natural intuition telling me, no, you need to think for yourself because you're happier this way. And it's a process. Yeah, you need to mature in that, finding yourself, finding your presence, your own presence, and enjoy the moments. Not wait a year until Christmas and miserable a whole year, and then you're happy on one day in the year. No, be happy in every moment.
Exactly. Every moment of every day.
Moment. Yeah.
I'm not against celebrations, okay? Christmas, birthdays,
No.
anniversaries. It's fine.
Yeah.
But yes, like you say, if people are only happy holidays, then fix your life, your daily life.
Yeah.
You hate your job, there are other jobs out there, okay?
Yes.
You are unfulfilled, try to be fulfilled. And some are expectation things that you need to set your expectations. Hey, it's because I have a small house, I don't have a nice car. Who the hell cares? Maybe change that, okay?
Comparison.
I mean, remember someone, not really a friend, an acquaintance, it was more a friend of a friend. When we were very young, he said, if I don't have $1 million, US dollars, by the age of 30, we were like 23 at the time, I'm a loser.
Wow.
And I remember thinking, you are just setting yourself, it's a limiting belief. What do you care? And what is $1 million of wealth gonna be by 30, which is very difficult to achieve, by the way. And yes, you're a millionaire technically. So what? Because he said that, because that will make me a millionaire by whoever's standards.
Yeah.
Sorry if I laugh on this, but it has become everything so silly in that way to me.
Yeah.
That we attach to all these notions that they're implanted on us. And you have the power, you listening, you have the power to unattach. And I know you're going to wake up the next day and you're attached, because as long as we're in this reality, the egoic mind is going to be with us, and all of these concepts are going to be constantly bombarded at us. Okay? But I think you can go through your life and be happy and be constantly just saying, thank you, no.
Yeah.
I don't need. Yeah. And the system and the egoic mind saying, what? So you don't want a new iPhone? You don't want the new one that just came out? No, I have my old one working fine. Right. You don't want the new car? Because watch out, the neighbor or that person you're following in the social network, that friend from high school, has the new thing out. Yeah, good for him. Thank you. Yes. I don't need it. So in a way, I don't think we're ever going to get rid in this reality of the egoic mind. But I think it's very important to mention that I do believe when we switch to a higher frequency reality, I'm sorry, egoic mind, you're not going to be there. And it's going to be the basis to understand. And I had that chat with Shola, and great guest, great guy. But he said, I don't see it. Yes, because you're looking at the core in humanity. And I don't see it as well. If I was purely physical evidence, no, there's no evidence we can make that jump. Yeah. But if we sorry?
I think in this reality, there is a phase where my personal story was, I quit drink, I fell off the wagon a few times. It took me a long time to quite kick it totally. But I've started focusing on, instead of phones and cars and clothes, I started focusing on nature. It's a doctor I used to know, and I was chatting with him about the world and how bad it was and how miserable I felt. And he said to me, come here. And he literally took me to the window of the surgery, and no one liked him because he was abrupt, but I got on with him. And he said, but what about, look at the trees and the birds in the trees. And he smiled. He's an old Indian guy. And I said, yeah. But penny didn't drop. But a few weeks later, I started noticing birdsong and green trees along the roads and cats and foxes, just and bits and he helped me to change my focus from the plastic rubbish that we get given to nature. And little by little, I became aware of better priorities, better real substitutes for happiness, because I didn't realise I was focusing on the wrong things. And when I looked at nature and heard it and listened to birdsong and listened to water rushing past on the Thames, maybe, I was connected again. And that's what I was missing. I was missing my connection to nature because I was always surrounded by artificial games, computers, all that stuff. And just by listening to birdsong, that was the thin end of the wedge. It got me back on the path. And it might sound silly, but it woke me up to what I was missing. And life became simpler and more peaceful. And it gave me kind of strength. It gave me a strength to. And I looked to it. I looked for it every day. And the peace and the quiet. And I don't know how I got here, but this focusing on nature in all its glory and all its detail, it embraces you. It kind of says, yeah, welcome. Are you here at last? So I don't know how it works, but just look at the birds in the trees. Start off there, and then source will give you the rest.
Yes, I agree totally, Tony. And nature is so beautiful and wise and doesn't have an egoic mind. It's good to the subject because I believe, again, these are my feelings, my intuition. No way I can prove it. Again, I keep mentioning also because we have been getting a few new subscribers, so maybe they haven't heard it from me that this is an opinion show, a feeling show. This is not really a factual show. We speak our hearts and minds in a way.
Yes.
We don't necessarily agree and provide facts and fact checking and stuff like that. So I think the consciousness that makes us different from the rest of the animal and nature world is what allows the poisoning of the egoic mind. I don't think a dog, a bird, fish, a shark, serpent, whatever you can tell me, a tree, a waterfall, an ocean, a lake, has the egoic mind. Oh my God, I'm a serpent, and this other animal is not, so I'm just, no, they just react. And yes, I just saw a video maybe a couple of weeks ago that someone that was going to the sea, a shark attacking. It's instinct, okay?
Yeah.
I'm not saying sharks are good or bad. They're neither. They're instinct. He was confused for lunch, and he was attacked. Okay. Yeah. Usually, I'm sure this driver was dressed in a way that makes him confusing to the shark, as the usual mammals or whatever. It's not mammals, the usual fish. Yeah, I think mammals because they usually see whales and stuff like that. Yeah. That's so they're confused. That you were confused for lunch. Okay, it's not that the shark wants to mess with you. It's not the egoic mind. It's not I'm evil. I'm gonna eat you up, human. Nothing of that. It's pure instinct, and dogs are like that. I love my dog, but she is pure instinct. It starts raining outside. Maybe she has the instinct that she had because she's a stray. So she had there starts thunderstorms and that she gets very anxious because she feels it's the end. Instinct. It's not the egoic mind. Nature is beautiful because of that. It's pure natural instinct. And in a way, as I must say, I think unfortunately the gift of consciousness that allows us to distance ourselves and get out of the box and understand reality in a different way is very, very polluted, very poisoned. And I look forward that we use our gift of consciousness in this new highlighted reality to understand that consciousness, more than a gift, is a responsibility. And that nature looks up to humans to really fix this world. They're like, come on, humans, we're waiting. Mother Earth is saying, come on, humans, we're waiting for you to really step up to the plate. I remember
what you said there about consciousness being polluted. That's a great it brings me on to a kind of analogy of we have consciousness and we should be in tune with nature,
Yes.
appreciating nature,
Yes.
but we've been polluted with all the modern bric-a-brac, all the modern gadgets and civilization. So it's distracted. Our attention and our consciousness has been distracted and polluted. And it's kind of like an analogy of a glass of spring water, like pure mountain spring water. And it's pure see-through. And then chucking a handful of dust in it and shaking it up and it's pure, but you can't see through it anymore. That's like civilization and the gadgets in the glass. And sometimes you have to put it down or sit down and let it settle. And when it settles on the bottom, it's clear again. And then you're clear again, just by being still. But if you're on the go constantly and your attention, your consciousness is distracted into rubbish, you're never going to be able to see clearly what you should be seeing. You know, it's like a valve. They've given us all the modern appliances, the modern TV, and the rest of it. It's like that's polluted the water. So we need to be still and let the dust settle until it's clear again and stay there. That's my little 2 penny.
Yes, that's great advice, Tony. And it's like these realities like that. I really made my peace of trying to change this reality. So I know there's a term for that. I don't care about it. I don't attach to it. I think it's black pills or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I don't agree. What I'm trying to say is I'm going to do my best effort to traverse this reality. I'm totally at peace when it ends. And I don't know if I'm going to get to see in this experience I'm having as Alex, it's a label, it's my experience, Alex, and in the city and that, if I'm going to get to see the new world or not, if I get to see it in a different way, or if I don't get to see it, if I go and have an experience somewhere else. I'm very at peace that this is coming to an end because I must clarify, never felt natural to me since a kid. I remember when my parents, they were very, very concerned that I kept, this reality is not like this. That was my intuition speaking.
Yeah.
This reality is not like this. No, it's because you're supposed to go to school. And I know. I understand that's the mainstream thing. And I did it, by the way. I mean, I have a college degree, I have a master's degree, so I did it. That's fine. Yeah. That doesn't make me better or worse. No. What I'm trying to say is always felt unnatural. Money always felt unnatural. Hierarchies always felt unnatural. Yeah. But that doesn't mean I went against the grain and say, I'm not going to take orders. No, again, this reality, you have to kind of play around. Like, thank you. Thank you for watching and thank you for your comment. Is that? Not that, F you, why you, no, that you're going
try in the world, but not
try to flow in this very complex reality. That's why when someone says, a new soul, straight from source to this earth, wow, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I remember our good friend Adam, and he asked me that a couple of times and said, I don't see it, Adam. I'm possibly wrong. But I don't see it because of the complexity and the fakeness and the artificial part of this reality. Yeah. So you're a straight soul, new soul from source. You're going to go to basic realities that are not tainted. These are very complex reality. That's why I say, you're here, you're listening, you are an old soul for sure. And you're battle tested. Okay. So you can do it. You can do it. Just don't listen to your egoic mind that much. You control your mind. You control your mind, Tony. Here in philosophy, I know you're very into philosophy. I mean, that's the basis. I know George says a different thing. It's probably the same thing, just different words. He says he likes to listen to his thoughts. But I think in a way it's the same thing. It's listen to the mind, but at the end, I'm the boss. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, you can hear your thoughts and reflect on them, but you're not governed by them. Yeah. Yeah, we need to be right. The distance between the mind and the person, like the consciousness, I see it as seeing it from a deeper perspective. Like seeing, hard to explain now. Like empty space, like the chi and the free energy, everything, all the emptiness that we're in, the consciousness, the source, I believe, is beneath that. It's like the universe. You take everything out, all the planets, all the galaxies, solar systems, and sweep it to the side, and you've just got emptiness, infinite emptiness. But that is but beneath the emptiness is the source. It's not just empty, it's aware empty. And that awareness is the source, which decides, like an ocean, created an ice cube. It's a bit of itself and makes an ice cube into a certain shape. But it's emptiness making us, and making planets, and making everything out of emptiness. So the Buddhists call it that. But I instinctively feel that is what happens in my experience. Because I know what I see is there. But when I dream I'm in another world. But it's still me. There's the I. I'm not the same person even. I'm just this I sense, which is, I believe, the source. It is the great I. But I'm a part of it. So I'm a little I. So in the dream, I'm this little I in another world. Then I wake up, I'm in this world, but I'm still I. And the emptiness is me too. But it's at a deeper level. I'm like literally the fundamental, beneath every atom, but every atom is held by the self. And I am that witness. But my mind and body have confused me to believing that I'm a physical body. But I'm the screen, I'm the emptiness, beneath the emptiness. I mean, that's deep, but yeah, we're the witness, the empty witness. And it's trying to get a handle on it. Every now and again, try and realise, if you look at the solar system and all the planets, or Star Wars, and you see all the planets and big and small. If you imagine you're beneath the space, but you hold all of it and you made all of this. It's kind of getting your head around it. But dip into it now and then and realise, whatever's here, I'm aware of it, therefore I have to be behind it. If I'm aware of it, I can't beat it.
Yeah.
You know?
Makes a lot of sense. Tony, we have gone close to more time for this chat. So do you have anything in closing for us?
I think ego is an implantation. It's not us. It's a recording device that repeats to us what is recorded. It's not us. It's not
very limited, I think. Very limited. Yeah. The scope of the egoic mind.
Yeah.
It's very basic, and very basic logic follows. Oh, this person did that to you, so you are working very hard, and this company doesn't value you, so screw them, and you don't show up for work. All the egoic mind, egoic mind. And I want to say, for the ones that didn't watch the previous episode, I did share that I believe there's a natural ego, which has nothing to do with the egoic mind. They just share the name, and I think it has a beautiful task, and it's just remind us how imperfect we are, and how we are a work in progress. Okay, because maybe the self, as beautiful as it is, can get ahead of itself and say, "Hey, I'm getting places," and the ego says, "Hey, self, no, we're not there yet." And just that function is not that. It doesn't create. It doesn't attach you to competition, to validation, to nothing like that. That's all the egoic mind.
Yeah.
But I think the natural ego, the ego and the self, of course, in a spiritual way, they're very attached. But I think there's a point when we stop being regular beings and we transform into energy. That energy that powers the universe is all these things that have made it. That's when we say goodbye to the ego. Because out there, as energy, as pure energy, you have made it. You're perfect now. You are the vision of the creator. You're the vision of source. That's your intention. He knows. He knows we're gonna go through these experiences and make a lot of mistakes. He knows. That's why he doesn't intervene for the one saying God is awful because he doesn't save the children. No, he needs to watch as you get better. And then you become that best version, and that's when the natural ego says goodbye. And then your pure self as energy, becoming a beacon of love and guidance. And that energy is what I believe for all the ones that want to touch me with the new age and 5D. That energy is the one that is coming to the earth right now, because they know it's a place of darkness that requires that light. Okay, so embrace it, feel it. It's out there. It's out there. It's coming. It's amazing the amount of pure love that is coming to this earth. That's what's changing humanity, and that's what's going to change humanity, and it's going to take us to a different place where the egoic mind is not going to be there. Okay, and there's going to be no TikTok, there's not going to be no Facebook, and there's going to be no Instagram, there's going to be no selfies, and it's probably not going to be, most probably there's not going to be any phones. And
Pizza?
we're not going to be concerned about that. There's an Italian song, it's kind of pop rap or whatever, but it says, one of the lines of the song, it says, we're more concerned about taking pictures and videos than enjoying things.
Yeah.
Like that's thinking,
Yeah.
you're out there in a concert, you're recording, enjoy it.
Yeah.
What do you care? Enjoy. No, you're recording so you can post it.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so
look
people
at-
so
that's
people
the-
see that you're in the concert only, and maybe they
Yeah.
see you're very close. So that means a VIP or expensive ticket.
Yeah.
All the going mine.
Ego.
And you go on a trip and you're out there taking videos and pictures so you can post it. So people can see
Yeah.
you're out there in Greece, or you're out there in
Yes.
Mexico, or you're out there in Brazil, or you're there in Japan.
Comparing.
Okay. Enjoy it. You're out there in nature. People taking pictures all over. No, leave your phone behind. Joe is perfect in this.
Yeah.
He leaves his phone behind.
Yeah.
He goes, enjoys things.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's
Totally
what it's
right.
about. Yeah.
Totally right. All right, Tony. This was a great episode, and
Thanks, Alex.
I thank you very much. And
Thank you.
so, for everyone watching, please enjoy this day with your family and friends. I share this because if you have any issues, try to patch things up. I know it depends if the argument is between two people, you can do your part. If it doesn't work, you have done your part. That's it.
Yeah.
But enjoy it with family and friends, enjoy it alone, enjoy it whichever way you want. But as you very well said, Tony, you can enjoy this reality moment by moment. Okay?
Yeah.
You can. Believe me, it's possible. And be totally free, by the way.
Yeah.
It's possible. No, nothing is there. It's
You're
all here. Thank you, Tony. Have
Thanks,
a
Alex.
great day, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for making it to this part of the video. This is my favorite part. This is where I suggest to you that you discover yourself. You are not what you have been groomed to believe. You are this incredible being without limits that has eternal life, amazing strength, infinite wisdom, and a big, beautiful heart. All your limits are always self-imposed. Your best version in this reality is inside you. Your only mission on this life is to become a beacon of love and guidance. This version is ready to be discovered today. How do you discover yourself? The discovery process is a personal one. No one can do it for you. Dedicate 5 minutes a day to talk to yourself and the universe. Request to be connected and ask, who am I? Where do I come from? You will start getting signs, breadcrumbs, and signals. You will notice how your notions about those realities start disappearing. No more hierarchies, no more competition, no more complaining, no more depending on others. Discovering yourself equals to breaking your matrix. Your self-imposed limits will fall, and you will be ready to serve humanity and help break this spell and deception on us. But you must be patient to allow others to wake up at their time through their own free will. That will be really soon, you will see, and that will start a new world. As you work towards your best version, you will notice how all emotions don't serve you anymore. Hate, fear, rage, pride, loss, envy, violence, justice, true violence, judgment of others, and other emotions will disappear from your mind and heart. You will understand those emotions serve only the evildoers and are not you. Please try to be understanding of others that don't think or feel like you. Everyone has a process. No one is right or wrong. We're all just different. Don't be concerned about being right, ever. Don't allow pride preventing you from patching things up with family and friends. It is very important you enjoy this life with your loved ones. Put in the work to patch things up and leave it to others to decide. Please relax and enjoy life. When everyone breaks their own matrix, humanity through our community consciousness will break the final spell. The new world will start and everything will gradually fall. Governments, hierarchies, and the medical and financial system will go from scarcity to abundance for all. Thank you very much for watching. Please share this episode. If you have any comments or suggestions, please use the comment section below. For private questions, conversations, and if you would like to appear on the show, please email me at hey@humanitywins.net. Thank you again. Please don't forget to visit our website www.humanitywins.net. By giving me your time, you honor me. Have a very, very, very nice day.